Hey guys, I'm Britton Lynn and welcome to this year's last episode of Inside the Huddle. Today we're going to get to know Alabama's junior defensive lineman, Marcell Dareus. Dareus is a two-time winner of the Dwight Stevenson Lineman Award for his performances in both the 2009 and 2010 A-Day games. He's also won the Leroy Jordan Headhunter Award for his work in spring practice. In high school, he totaled 117 tackles, 20 sacks, and returned a fumble for a touchdown as a senior. Dareus was even listed as a four-star recruit before coming to play for the Tide. And Scout.com had him at the number 5 defensive tackle prospect in the nation. Now let's meet the Huffman, Alabama native, Marcell Dareus. Last year, Marcell Dareus was just another unsung hero on the Alabama defensive line, until he intercepted a shovel pass, did a quick ballet leg spin, and ran it into the end zone for a touchdown. But he didn't perform that stunt in just any game. The 6'4", 306-pound lineman caught the ball in the BCS National Championship game against Texas, earning himself the Defensive MVP award.
So that was a moment, I think, obviously a turning point in the game and kind of put it out of reach for them. It was a pretty special moment for him as an individual, and it's a play that you don't see a defensive lineman make every day. It's something I probably won't forget for the rest of my life.
He really came into his own last year. He's a very talented guy with his size, strength, speed and quickness, and has ability to pass rush as well as to play the point.
And while that play quickly made Dareus a fan favorite, he said he's always been thankful for the encouragement he's received from Alabama supporters.
It's wonderful, man. I don't think there's no fans like Alabama fans. They have our back when we're winning, losing, no matter. They still gonna be there, still gonna cheer for us and be there 100%.
Being one of only 2 returning starters for the defense, Dareus has developed into a mentor for the rookies.
He's been very helpful in the team, period. I see him as a good role model, you know, and I everything he does, I want to get just like him as far as like because when he says something, he can back it up.
He used to lead by example more than anything ever since he set foot on campus, but this year he's been more vocal, just being more encouraging to everybody. Anytime he sees somebody slipping up or he feels like himself is slipping up, he'll let everybody know and he'll tell us that we need to step it up.
Marcell, he's become a great leader. I mean, he motivates us inside the locker room and on the field. I mean, just him being Marcell.
The way he's been able to affect people in a positive way, I think, is really encouraging. Maybe wasn't the most vocal guy on the team last year, but I think his play definitely dictated a lot of respect.
He has really gained the respect of his teammates in terms of how he's gone about his work and what he's tried to do to affect other people with his positive energy and attitude. And he's done a really, really good job, I think, for our team for a lot of games now.
Dareus has finished off this season with a total of 31 tackles and 3.5 sacks for -18 yards. But the numbers don't show everything he's done. He's also been a consistent blocker, and there's no doubt that his pressure on the opposing offenses has helped Alabama become one of the nation's leaders in interceptions. Reporting from Tuscaloosa for ESPNU Campus Connection, I'm Britton Lynn. Well, that's it for Marcell Dareus, but since this is the last episode of Inside the Huddle, I've decided to add a little year in review for all the big records the Tide has broken this year. And although the Tide didn't finish exactly how they wanted to in the Iron Bowl, a lot of the players had their best games to date. Junior wide receiver Julio Jones had his longest catch of the season against Auburn, and he's also broken the single-season record for receptions and yards at Alabama. With 8 minutes and 39 seconds remaining in the first quarter against the Tigers, Jones took a Greg McElroy pass 68 yards for a touchdown, making the reception his longest of the season. Jones's performance also gave him 72 receptions and 1,059 receiving yards for the single-season record. Jones has had 10 100-yard games during his career at Alabama. Senior quarterback Greg McElroy set a new mark for completions and touchdown passes, which has got to make his goal of becoming a future NFL player just a little bit closer. During this year's Iron Bowl, McElroy set a 16-pass streak. He threw for a total of 291 yards and 3 touchdowns without an incompletion, setting a new Alabama record for consecutive completions. His 2 touchdown passes in the first quarter against Auburn also gave him 19 touchdown passes in the 2010 season, setting the new Alabama single-season touchdown passing record. McElroy now has the highest career completion at the capstone with 65.99%, completing 423 of 641 pass attempts. And this year he had the most single-season passing yards, ending with a total of 2,867. And we aren't forgetting about Alabama's Heisman Trophy winner. Junior running back Mark Ingram was also able to move up in the charts with 40 career rushing touchdowns. Ingram's 40th rushing touchdown ranked second in career rushing touchdowns at the capstone, and he scored a rushing touchdown in 27 of the 38 games he's played at Alabama. And lastly, this is a record that couldn't have been set without the help of Alabama's unsung heroes and standouts alike. I'm talking about the 20-game win streak at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Despite Alabama's 28-27 loss to Auburn, the Tide was still able to earn 20 consecutive wins at Bryant-Denny Stadium, dating back to the home opener against Tulane in 2008. That streak tied for the second longest streak in school history. The longest winning streak at Bryant-Denny Stadium is the 57 games from October 26, 1963 to November 13, 1982. Well, that'll do it for the last football episode of the year, but basketball season is rolling and baseball season is right around the corner. Thanks for watching Inside the Huddle. I'm your host, Britton Lynn.